Alright guys, today I'm happy to show off the YouTube transcriber that I've been working on as a full graphical user interface that you can use by just downloading the application. So I'm going to show you how you can download the application, how it works and how to use it, and how you can even have it run locally so that you don't technically have to pay for Whisper. You just need a good CPU or GPU. So let's jump into it. And alright, so we're in a fresh virtual machine right here, and we're going to go ahead and navigate over to my GitHub. So going to go to github.com/JaredMicah, and everything's going to be down below in the description so that you don't have to type any of this. And I'm going to head on over to this YouTube transcriber here. And so here is the YouTube transcriber page. You can read what's on the README here if you would like, but I'm just going to show you the executable file. So head on over to this releases area right here and go ahead, click on it. Inside, you're going to have this area where you have this YouTube transcriber.zip. So you're going to go ahead, click on it, and you're going to download it. So we're going to go ahead and save it as, we're just going to go ahead, save it. We're going to put it in the downloads folder. And once it's done downloading, we'll find it in the file browser. Head on over to a file browser, go to wherever you downloaded it, and then here it is. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move it over to the desktop so that it's easier to show you guys how to use it. And then we're going to head on over to the desktop now. So once we have it here, we're going to want to extract it. So you can just right click it and then do extract all, and then go ahead and extract it to, in this case, the desktop. And once you have it exported, you will have a YouTube transcriber folder that you can open. And here we are right here. So inside of this folder, you will have a assets folder, an FFmpeg exe, a keys file, and then a transcriber exe. So this keys file right here is what you would need to set up for the OpenAI key. So the way that you can do that is head on over to the OpenAI page and grab a API key. And so what we're going to do next is just head on over to that OpenAI page. So once again, it's going to be down below in the description, so you don't have to type anything. It's going to bring you to this page right here where you're going to log in. So let's go ahead and log in. Use a Google account. This is the easiest, and you will need to set it up with a phone number. So let's go ahead and log in. And once you've logged in and set up an account, it's going to bring you to this page here where we're going to head over to this top right area right here. Click on it, and then you're going to go to view API keys, and then all you're going to do is create a new secret key. So I'm going to go ahead and create this secret key right here, and then we're going to go ahead, copy it, and then go back into that folder. We're going to go into keys, and then we're going to copy it inside of these two quotations. So now we go ahead, go to file, save, and then we can exit out of this. So you may be wondering, why did I show you my API key? Well, these are easily deletable. So what I'm going to do is just delete this after the video so that you guys can't use my API key. And one more thing I forgot to mention, you have to set up a billing method. So if you go over to your manage account, you go to manage account, and then you can see my usage, and then you go over to billing, and then you want to set up a paid account where you can enter in a credit card. So that's how you get your API working if it's not working when you start trying to run the code. So that's all you need to set up if you just want to use the OpenAI API. Basically, you're using OpenAI to do the transcription, but if you want to do the transcription locally, you have to do one more thing, and that is install Whisper locally. And in order to do that, you're going to need to have Python installed in your computer. And unfortunately, the Python that I had you install in the other video does not work for Whisper. So what you're going to need to do is head on over to this page down below in the description. It's the Python page, and then we're going to go ahead and download 3.10.0 here. So go ahead, click the download, and then we're going to scroll down to Windows 64 installer right here. Go ahead, click it, and then you're going to go ahead and click save as, and then we're going to go ahead and put it in our downloads folder. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and open the file. You're going to end up with this screen right here. Go ahead, click add Python exe to path, and then click install now. It's going to take like a couple of minutes, and then it should be installed. All right, and yeah, you don't need to disable the path length limit, but let's just go ahead and click it, and that's okay. So we'll go ahead close out of that, and you can delete it out of your downloads if you want to. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it for now. All right, so now that you have Python installed on your computer, we're gonna head on over to the GitHub Whisper page where we're gonna install the Whisper locally. So to do that, the Whisper GitHub is going to be in the description. We're going to head on over to this link here, and then we're going to click it, click this copy button right here, and we're gonna head on over to that folder. So just go ahead and open that file browser where you have the folder, and then we're gonna click Shift, right click, and then we're gonna click Open PowerShell window here. Once we're here, all we're gonna do is do Control V to paste it in, and then click enter. And it's gonna go ahead and run through this process. It's gonna take a couple of minutes, and then I'll be back when it's done. Alrighty, so we're all done installing that, and with that, we can go ahead and close out of this PowerShell window, and we should have everything that we need to get this up and running. So let's just go ahead and open up a couple of YouTube videos. So for this example, I have a video in Korean here. We're gonna go ahead and use the API Whisper version first, and to do that, we're gonna go ahead, just double click the executable, and it's going to ask if you want to look for something to install the app. Just go ahead, click yes, and then it's going to open up. So it might also block it as a virus, so if that happens, you're going to have to allow it so that it doesn't get blocked by your Windows Defender. So as long as you trust me, it's going to work just fine, because I coded this by hand. And here we have the graphical user interface. So up here we have enter YouTube link, enter transcription advice, a button to transcribe a local file, a button to transcribe YouTube video. This is a progress bar right here. Audio quality, auto language, save YouTube video after download, local whisper on and off, and then we have the select model button here. So all of the model selections you can do for the local whisper, and then this is your description. So just hover over this quizzical rem, and yeah, you'll have a description of what these models are. So with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and copy the link of this YouTube video and use the transcriber to transcribe it. Alright, so now that we got the YouTube link in here, we're going to go ahead and select auto for the language, and then I'll go ahead and describe what these other things are after we transcribe it. So go ahead, click transcribe YouTube video, and it's going to say using default prompt. And as long as your API key is correct, it's going to function properly. While it's transcribing, what does this select audio quality do? Well, if you choose a lower audio quality, the sound file that is sent over to the transcriber is going to be lower quality, meaning it might have a harder time hearing it. Whereas if you send a higher quality sample, the audio is going to be closer to what's from the YouTube video, and it might have a better chance of doing it. This is very important in case you're trying to transcribe longer videos, because the Whisper API from OpenAI only takes up to 25 megabytes. So if you have a lower quality audio file, it's going to be lower in size. That's why that is there. So it's done, and it's blazing fast if you use the OpenAI API, but it does cost money, so that is the only downfall. Let's just go ahead and take a look at what it created. So it creates a folder called YouTube files, and inside of this is a MP3 file, a MP4 file, and then an SRT file, which is your transcription. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that transcription using, let's just use Notepad because everyone has Notepad. As you can see, here are the transcription. Here's the transcription in Korean. And it is pretty accurate in my opinion when you watch it with subtitles. And so I can't read Korean, but just taking a look at the symbols look to match one by one in here for the transcribed audio. And as well, if we go to a part where it has like a number, it's got 500 kg here. Overall, the transcription quality is really good from Whisper, and you'll just have to play around with it and see how it is on your end. And that's how you do a transcription for a YouTube video. So all you have to do is enter in a link. And now that we have this transcribed here, let's just go ahead and do a local video so you can see how that works. One thing I haven't talked about yet is this enter transcription advice. So in this case, you can tell Whisper API like, hey, this pay attention to these certain things. So we could just say this video is in Korean, and we could just leave that as that. You can always tell it like what genre it is, so it might help it, but we're just gonna say this video is in Korean, and then we're gonna go ahead and transcribe local file. Let's go ahead, head on over to where this file is located, and it's gonna be this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and open this FFmpeg video is going to open up to transcribe it, and then it's going to transcribe the video. And so here we have it. It just popped up here in this right side. It's going to save it in the same directory of the script. So here we have the same translated file, and that is how you can do a local file. It is pretty intuitive. You just click it and you just find the file and transcribe it. And so that is basically how this script works. And so the next couple of things I'm going to go over is going to be the save YouTube after download, and then this local whisper on and off option. So just to show you real quick what this save YouTube after download is going to do, I'm going to go ahead and delete these videos from the YouTube file. And then we're going to go ahead and rerun this script. So let's just go ahead and transcribe YouTube video. Alrighty, and it's all done. And here we just have the SRT file inside of here instead of, you know, the YouTube video and the MP3 file. So this is only if you just want the subtitle file, in case you're using like a browser-based subtitle reader or something like that. So yeah, that's the save YouTube after download option. But let's go ahead and jump into the other beast, and that is the local whisper on or off. So earlier in the video, I showed you how to install Python and how to get Whisper installed onto your system. But that's not all. So when you run this local whisper on, it's going to download the model parameters directly onto your computer. And that's what I'm going to show you what happens right now. So let's go ahead and turn local whisper on. And then we're going to go ahead and choose the tiny model, because this requires quite a bit of processing speed. And so, you know, unless you have a high-end gaming PC, you won't be able to go to medium or large. And you know, even my computer kind of struggles with small and medium, and I have an i7 10700 on my computer and then a 2070 Super. So those are my specs, and it's almost 1x speed when I'm using medium. So with that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and run this tiny model, and you enter in a YouTube video, enter transcription advice. Again, you don't actually need transcription advice, so I'm just going to take it out of there. And then we're going to go ahead and transcribe the YouTube video. So once again, this using default prompt is going to open up again. Go ahead, click OK. And this new window is going to pop up, and it's going to be downloading something. So this is basically downloading the Whisper model from the GitHub page. And then it's going to, once it's done with that, you'll actually be able to see the output as it's going. So this is the little window that's going to pop up. Don't worry, it's not a virus. And this is going to take some time, so let's just go ahead and wait and see. And one thing as well, you might not see it updating, but if you drag the right side of the window, for whatever reason, it, you know, manually tells the window to update. So ready. And so with that, transcription is finished, and SRT file is saved. And here we have the exact same thing here, but this is the tiny model, so it is, in my experience, not as accurate as, you know, trying to use the small, medium, or large ones. And so that is how you can use the local whisper option. What I should warn you about is every time you select a different model, if you haven't had it already installed on your computer, it's going to install it. So I believe the medium model is as large as 769 megabytes, and then the large one is 1.5 gigs. So that is the sizes here, just in case you want to delete it. So these are big files. In case you want to delete it, what you have to do is head on over to this PC, go to your local C, go to users, go to your administrator, or go to whatever profile you're selected in. I'm in administrator, and then go to the .cache folder here. And so inside of it, you're going to find a Whisper folder, and inside you'll see the file here. So you could delete the model here if you want, if you don't want it on your computer anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it. And that is how you can use the local whisper option. You do have to install it on your computer. And once again, if you go over this inquisical rem over here, you can see what the models are and kind of like a description. So yeah, that's how you can use this application to install or to transcribe YouTube video subtitles for anything on YouTube. And what I will be building on in the future is kind of like a bulk option, so that you can load in a bunch of videos for a queue in order to, you know, maybe transcribe videos while you're sleeping. That might be useful if you're using the local option, but if you're using the API, it can basically do it real time. So that's going to be today's video. Just wanted to show off the tool. You can use it for any language for the most part out there. And yeah, that's going to be today's video. I'll see you again later. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, fun stuff like that. See you later.